I was worried it wasn't going to make it. Fast and Furious reference in new slasher horror movie addressed by Jordana Brewster and Devon Sawa. Jordana Brewster and Devon Sawa address the Fast and Furious reference in their new slasher movie, as the former was worried it wasn't going to make it. The actress has starred in 7 Fast and Furious movies as Mia Toretto, the sister of Vin Diesel's Dom and wife of Paul Walker's Brian. In addition to the 10 mainline movies, the Fast and Furious franchise also includes the 2019 spin-off film Hobbs and Shaw for Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham's titular characters. Though the year is still young, there have already been several horror movies released in 2025. The micro-budget Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, the third installment in the Twisted Childhood universe, kicked off the calendar on January 13, followed by the Wolfman reboot on January 17. Steven Soderbergh's Presence and Companion, the latter produced by Barbarian director Zach Cregger, were also released in theaters in late January. This past weekend, the first horror movie of February, the Valentine's Day-themed slasher Hard Eyes, was released. Hard Eyes stars address its Fast and Furious reference. Hard Eyes stars Jordana Brewster and Devon Sawa address the Fast and Furious reference in their new slasher film. Directed by Josh Rubin, with a script written by Michael Kennedy and Christopher Landon, the filmmakers behind Freaky and Happy Death Day, the new rom-com slasher follows the titular killer who terrorizes Valentine's Day by hunting down and killing couples in love. Led by Olivia Holt, Mason Gooding, Gigi Zambado, and Michaela Watkins, Hard Eyes cast also includes Devon Sawa and Jordana Brewster as detectives Hobbs and Shaw. In an interview with Cineblend, Jordana Brewster and Devon Sawa addressed the Fast and Furious reference in Hard Eyes. The stars say the reference was in the script, and though they found it challenging to keep a straight face, they ultimately played it deadpan to ensure the joke made it into the film. Read their full comments or watch the portion of the interview below. Brewster, it was in the script, and it was also really hard to remember which one of us was Hobbs, which one of us was Shaw. Was that hard for you, and was that just me? Sawa, it took a while. Brewster, and I think the hardest thing as an actor too is knowing the joke and yet keeping a completely straight face. That was so hard. Sawa, I was worried it wasn't going to make it in the film if we went too goofy with it, and we just played it as deadpan, and it kind of worked a lot better that way. What Jordana Brewster and Devon Sawa's comments mean for Hard Eyes Fast and Furious reference. Hard Eyes Fast and Furious reference lands just right due to Jordana Brewster and Devon Sawa's decision to embrace a deadpan delivery instead of overplaying the joke. While it could have easily felt forced or overly self-aware, their approach allowed the reference to blend seamlessly into the film's offbeat humor without pulling audiences out of the moment. By keeping it goofy but restrained, the reference is an amusing nod rather than a distraction, adding to Hard Eyes' playful tone as a comedic slasher.